This is the sad state of my office right now. I'm not gonna lie and say that this is the worst it's ever been because it has been decidedly worse than this. But whenever I'm running courses and things like that and stuff gets super busy, I just don't have time to keep things neat and organized. And I probably should, because it would probably keep me like more on target or more sane throughout the process. But this part is particularly bad. So just brace yourself. Very bad. Not looking so good here. I also need to go through and take all my sticky notes off my kanban board. If you can see this, this is all the stuff I did not get accomplished in Q1 this year. I really tried, but I had kind of, some of you know that I had kind of a rough first trimester. I got a lot of stuff done for Heart Breathings, which is the pink stickies, but my Sarra Cannon career kind of took a back seat because I was just having a really hard time being super productive when it came to my writing and marketing when I wasn't feeling well, and I was, just kind of sick the whole time. So now I'm feeling much better. It's the second trimester. I'm almost 19 weeks pregnant. I'm feeling a lot better these days. So I am going to take the weekend and I am going to clean up this crazy mess of an office and reset my Kanban board for an amazing Q2 of the year. So one thing I did get done yesterday is I set up my 30, 60, 90 day milestones that I like. When I'm setting up my HB90 plan, I like to put these here so that I can see kind of what needs to get done at the end of April, May, and June, and I can cross them off and see at a glance which ones have been done. And then I also took this Erin Condren planner, like just wall calendar thing, and I set up all of my plans. So this is kind of everything I want to get done in this month and have checked off, which I also have up here, but it's just another way to have it. And this is kind of my like editorial calendar and everything else. And I'm hoping to get Fate's Surrender, which is my next novel, out by the 29th, but don't hold me to that. So this is kind of my ideal plan here. On this side, I also have release date stuff and covers that have not been revealed, so I can't really show that. But I can kind of show you how I have it set up here. So I have this cordoned off as like months of the year, and then I use that and put the different, like I have my covers. I'm stepping on stuff because this office is such a mess. So I have my covers up like this. So I haven't actually revealed that Fate Surrender cover. So if you're seeing this and you're one of my fans, you're kind of getting a sneak peek. But when I know that the release date is coming, I can put it on the appropriate month, and then I can kind of see at a glance what's coming out. But there's a lot of unrevealed covers there that I'm not going to show. But I did get this side. There's a young Sarah from when I was about probably 4 or 5 years old. But I just love that because I just look happy, so I leave it there. So anyway, that stuff is set up. But today, my big goal is to get this mess of a room cleaned up and feeling good and ready for Q2 and my Kanban board. Hopefully Q2 will be a big quarter for me, and then Q3 obviously is going to be really, really light because that's when I'll be having the baby. So let's get started for the day. So I am done. This took me a little over an hour of hard work. So this is the after. Sorry, the sun is gonna make it harder to see, but this is the completed room. Everything is done. Beautiful bulletin board over here, all fixed up. And this is my Cricut workstation. I have a lot of people asking me about making your own stickers and stuff, and I do make my own on this Cricut Explore Air because it's what I had. But most of the Etsy shops, just FYI, sell silhouette files. So if I had to do it over again, I would get a silhouette and not a Cricut. So just to let you know, there's all my A5s and some washi tape. And this will be the planner that I've already got set out to use in April. So I'm getting ready to set that up in a couple of days when the new planner press stuff comes out. Excuse my drink there. I've had to be drinking the whole time. I'm so thirsty while pregnant. It's just crazy. So my desk is all clean. I've got my other workspace here is completely clean. If you're interested in this furniture at all, this is a Martha Stewart craft collection, and it's really, really cool furniture. I really like it. I got this rug from Target. I don't know if it's still available. The filing cabinet came from a used store, and I just painted it green. So that is mine. And then of course the kanban board, which I'm about to set up. Also, the closet did get a little bit of a makeover. It's not perfect, but it's a closet, so I'm not really that worried about it. It's mostly cleaned up. All my paper is organized. That's probably the messiest part back there, but I am not going to worry about it because I am, 19 weeks pregnant, and I just don't feel like doing any more work today. I think I am about done. And you guys, this feels so good. It's going to be so nice to have this clean for the next quarter. Also, let me just tell you how much I have so loved this office. When we first decided to move to Charleston, we were trying to sell our house in Columbia, and there was just nothing happening in the market. So we couldn't sell that house. We ended up getting renters in there. And so instead of buying here in Charleston, we decided to rent and get in faster because we had to move out of our house in 2 weeks. So we were like, okay, let's just rent. And we ended up staying here. It's going to be almost 2 years by the time we move out. And this room with all the windows and the light and the perfect setup for my furniture was just such a blessing. And I have loved it. The view of the marsh on this side and on that side. I can almost see the beach and the boats through the houses over there. I've just loved this room, and I've had a little bit of anxiety about moving because we actually my baby is due August 26th, and when we found out we were pregnant, of course, the time we were supposed to move out of this house was August 30th or August 31st. So we were like, okay, that's not going to work. So luckily the owners are letting us move out a little bit early. So we're going to move in June. So here it is, April. We've only got, another month and a half, about 2 months in this house, and then we're going to be moving. And it makes me sad. It also makes me a little bit anxious to be another 2 months pregnant, moving into a new place, having to get, I have too much stuff, to be honest. I'm not a minimalist in any means. So it's just going to take a lot of time to pack everything up and to clean everything up. And just going through my stuff today, all the stickers, all the notebooks, it's just going to be but I'm just really hoping that when we find a new house, we're going to be renting again for at least another year. Hopefully we're going to find a place that has plenty of room for me to have an office. My husband and I both work from home, but it's been so important and so wonderful for me to have my very own office, which this is the first house that I've had my own office. But of course our family is growing, so we're going to need a baby's room too. So just fingers crossed and lots of good vibes that we're going to find the perfect place. And of course, moving into what's happening for Q2 of this year, which is April, May, and June, I'm going to be moving in June. So I've been trying to be a little bit more realistic about my time, not only because I'm pregnant and moving a little slower than normal, but also because I'm going to be packing, and then we're going to be moving into a new place and unpacking and getting everything ready for the baby. And also, I've barely bought anything for this baby. My son is going to be 7 years old by the time she's born. So we kept nothing. We have no stroller, no high chair, no crib, no nothing. We kept nothing. So we have to repurchase everything, and we don't want to purchase it before we move. So July and August is going to be very much about like nesting, getting everything moved into the house, and buying all the stuff for baby, which is actually going to be a lot of fun, but it's also, I know, going to be potentially time consuming and stressful. So I'm already trying to like be mindful of that and be thinking about it as we move forward, to get things packed up here. But anyway, I'm so glad this is cleaned up. I am going to quickly reset my board. Just as a little bit of a Q1 review for you guys, I did not, like I said, get everything done. I way overestimated what I was going to get done in terms of the writing, but this quarter I'm feeling much better. I'm going to try to take it realistically. We'll see how it goes, but I'm just going to take it easy and be really good to myself and focus on just being so happy and so grateful that I'm pregnant and that this baby is finally on her way, and just really focus right now on the good things. So I'm not going to beat myself up about how much didn't get done on the board, because it's always a learning process. This is like maybe the 7th or 8th quarter that I've gone through using this system, the HB90 system. And this is probably one of my least productive quarters of all time. But again, if you're sitting out there and you've been trying the Kanban board and you've had kind of a rough quarter yourself, don't get down on yourself. Just look at the board and say, okay, what happened to this quarter? Why didn't I get as much done as I wanted to? And what can I do to do better for next quarter? And that's really all you have to do. And what's great about 90-day planning is that now you get a fresh slate. You get a whole new opportunity to stop and try again, and to say, okay, maybe this quarter was a dumpster fire, but let's see what we can do in Q2, and to get like that new year feeling of like, it's a brand new start. It's a fresh start in April, and get going. All right, so I am going to switch over to my Kanban board. I'm going to pull it down and totally reset. Okay, so this is my quarter, and wow, those are super bright sticky notes, quite a bit brighter than I used last time, but hey, it's spring, so it's appropriate for Q2 of the year. So what am I working on? Goal number 1 is to publish and promote both new and backlist titles to increase my income, and I do have some numbers attached to that, but I'm not going to share. Goal number 2 is to create or continue to build a loyal community of highly engaged fans. And I have some numbers attached to where I want to build in terms of social media and engagement. And then goal number 3 is to continue to put out helpful quality content on heart breathings in order to increase my YouTube subscribers as well as my income through courses. So pretty ambitious goals this quarter, but as you can see, Goal number 2, there isn't really a lot to do, and I do break it looks like a lot, but I do break my tasks down pretty small. So my biggest projects with goal number 1 are mostly here, where I'm finishing up Fate's Surrender, and then editing, as well as I want to do some new advertising for that book and do a little bit of revamping on Death's Awakening. And then I'm going to be starting a complete read through of my Demons book. So that's the majority of what goes on quarter 1. And like I said, I'm not actually putting book 11 up there because I'm not going to hold myself to it. The big thing is just getting Fate's Surrender finished. Then with Q2, for goal number 2, I want to get some t-shirts made for the final couple of books in my Shadow Demon saga. This is an entire newsletter project that I'm working on right now that I was supposed to get done in Q1 that didn't get done. I also want to get a little bit more of a flow going for my social media in terms of what I'm posting. So I've got some plans for that. It's a big project for me as well. Then in goal number 3 with Heart Breathings, I have like every single video, like 6 videos in April and so on, are on here, my editorial calendar. But also I'll be finishing up recording of my self-publishing course. There's going to be a lot of recording of videos. Hopefully I will fill up to it. And hopefully that self-publishing course will come out in May or early June. So we'll see how that ends up going. But this is pretty much everything I am hoping to tackle in the second quarter of the year. And I am super excited. Just as a little bit of a tip for those of you who are doing your own Kanban boards, I'm using as a backdrop just a whiteboard wallpaper. Sorry if you hear my son crying in the background. He is apparently having a meltdown out there. So I apologize about that. But I don't use the gigantic sticky notes. If you have a lot of things and you're wanting to break down like every 1,000 words or whatever, you're not going to be able to fit those huge, like full, I think 4x4 Post-it notes on here. If you like the way mine looks, these are like over here, I'm mostly using the little 2x3 ones, and those are great, but they don't make those in as many colors as I would prefer. So I wanted to use something a little bit brighter. So I'm using the 3x3, which are the smaller Post-it notes, and they stick fine on the whiteboard. If you're having trouble with your stickies sticking, then buy the Super Sticky brand of Post-its. I've found that just like Staples or Office Depot brand don't work as well as just the regular Post-it brand. I will link to some of my favorite ones down at Amazon down below. But the other thing that I like to do is, like, for example, this is my Fate's Surrender project, and you can see I don't have them all just like out by themselves. I actually stack them on top of each other according to the order they're going to go in, because I got to get to 40,000 words in the book before I can get to 45 or 50. So I've got to finish each of these before I can get to the lower ones. So it's just a good way to kind of stack them up so you can fit as many Post-its on your board as you'd like. Because I find that the more often I can move stuff down, the better I feel about it. Because if I'm only moving stuff, once every 2 weeks, it just doesn't feel super motivating. But if I'm able to move something down like every single day, it just feels really good to start seeing them collect down at the bottom. So just a little bit of a tip. Okay guys, that is it for my office clean with me and my reset for Q2. If you are liking this plan in terms of how I'm breaking things down and you want to understand how I get to setting my goals and breaking those down into projects and tasks that go on the Kanban board, then I highly recommend that you check out my HB90 method planner that is up on Etsy right now. I will link to that down below. I have a dated one for Q2 and also an undated one that you can print over and over again. So it will walk you through. It gives a lot of detailed instructions on the entire process of goal setting, and it is mainly like geared towards writers, but even if you're just trying to set goals for your life, you can kind of very easily just sort of forget the writing parts of it, and you can easily follow it even if you're just trying to set up any other kind of business or trying to hit a goal like losing weight or any other kinds of things like that. So I would love for you to check that out. I've put a lot of time and heart and soul into the HB90 method, so hopefully you'll enjoy it. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed seeing my review of how awful Q1 was and how much I'm I'm hoping to get done in Q2. So I will be back in the next couple days with my April notebook challenge, and I will see you in that video. If you are new to this channel, I would love for you to subscribe. So also hit that like button and hit that notification bell so that you'll get notified whenever new videos come up from me. I'm trying to get 2 videos out every week, but since I am now expecting a little one, I'm moving a little bit slower than normal. So hopefully there will be at least 1 video up a week, if not 2. So I will see you guys in the next one, and thank you so much for hanging out. Bye.